Hi folks, Neighbor Al here again. September 14th, I think, 2012. Working in the barn with the backhoe. Now, I'm working on the barn shop, and I realize I haven't done a status update on it lately, and I wanted to kind of give you the skinny, because I'm doing some amazing, remarkable things today, because I've never done it before, and it's tight quarters. I am using the backhoe in the barn to dig a trench so that I can discharge the sump from the shop behind the barn. Behind the barn is because all the utilities are buried in front of the barn, and I'm not going to deal with that. No. So first of all, you can probably see, I hope so, I'm trying to aim better now, I've taken the bucket off of the tractor. It was too long in here. I am literally dancing around in parking spots. Okay, that's off. The sump pit is set. I got a little bit of concrete in the bottom grabbing the anti-float rings. That holds it nice and steady, and that white line is where the discharge line is going to run. And it needs to go out the back of the barn, and I want it to be pitched down the entire way, so that it clears itself. I don't want water standing in it, or I want to minimize it, because if there's juice or something like that, I can only imagine stuff growing in there. I mean, that'd be really gross. Now, here's the really fun part. Digging a trench in a barn that's very, very snug. Okay? Here's the back wall, and what I'll do is I'll go and I'll approach the back wall from the other side to poke it through. There's all my dirt. There's the radio. I can't get to it to turn it off. Sorry about that. And there's Rex, the BX-24. Now, this is really kind of interesting. When you take off the weight of the front end loader and you've got the backhoe on, you go for a bouncy ride. It is bouncy. Also, this floor is very hard-packed clay. Although the stabilizer shoes try to dig in, she doesn't weigh very much, so she bounces around a lot. I'm at a point where I'm going to have to start digging side saddle, working at a diagonal to be able to touch up against that board, clear back as far as I can to it, and finish the trench. The trench is, I'm just calling it 40 feet. 40 feet long. Because it's going to be pushed out, it's 1/8 of an inch per foot pitched. So I need a 5-inch declination from the floor there, which is already a foot. So I have to go down 17 inches. And that's to get my chute out there. I'm actually digging deeper than that right now, and I'm just going to backfill, and I want to make it so it's easy on the pipe. The pipe is sitting on the roof of the car. I'm using 1.5" Schedule 40 PVC. It really wasn't my number one choice, but it's deep enough and strong enough that when I'm driving over it, it's not going to really feel it. It's definitely deep enough it won't crush. And it's going to be chemical resistant to any acidity or nasties that are going to be in the pipe. Now remember, these aren't really chemicals, but my friends know apple juice is acidic and it will eat up stuff. I want this to be an installation I use for the rest of my life. So I'm approaching it that the idea that there could be 30 years of wear on this, 40 years of wear on this. I get to be a real old fart. So I'm trying to put it together affordably, but using durable materials. Speaking of affordably, had a friend come by to give me an estimate. They're going to pour a curb around the entire perimeter of the shop, with the exception of where I'm standing, which is the door. And the curb will rise 3 inches above the floor. When the curb is set, the floor gets poured in. And the purpose of that is so that when I hose down and things like that, the sill plate and the wall will be actually above where any standing water would be. It can't soak in and rot it and cause problems, because again, I'm working with food. And I just don't want trouble with that. So it's costing me. I weighed it, and it really just makes more sense for me to have him do it, because this is what he does for a living, and it'll get done right. And I suck it up. I also looked at getting a larger sump well. It would have had to be custom made because of some of the dimensions I'm working with. And I was looking at $500. And I'm like, suck it up. Go to the box store, go to the plumber. And I'm working with what I've got. I didn't want to cycle the sump so much, when I'm hosing down. But I've just decided, well, put a smaller pump in there. It takes longer to kick it out. So I'll be experimenting with pumps over time. So, well, I have a big pile of dirt. And, man, I got a lot of rocks. And I got a lot of clay. And I got a lot of work to do. So I'm signing off. Have a good day. Rain's coming. So, rain's coming. Yeah, there you have it. Take care from Happy Dog Farm. Wishing you all a good weekend, and I'll be catching you later. Bye-bye.